I just realized this video series had pretty much just been like the Marvel movies of 2018, so I should probably move on to something that's actually Disney. It's something that's not Marvel. So, Star Wars, Solo. Yeah, Solo. Uh, Solo was pretty bland. I mean, it's not. It wasn't horrible. It was just lackluster. I was expecting some a big grand or like a fun little filler film for episode till episode 9 came out, and I barely remember anything from this movie. The only thing I remember are that Han stole the Millennium Falcon from Lando. Lando was freaking awesome. Apparently Chewie was a slave. Humans and droids can have relationships. And Darth Maul is alive? Okay. So, yeah. Not a very good film. Incredibles 2! The first animated movie we're going to be talking about, and it was so good! I loved it! I loved every single minute of it. It was great! I loved it! It was freaking amazing! I guess you could say it was incredible! Ant-Man and the Wasp! It was a good movie too. The reason why I'm just skimming over these movies is because I've already made videos on Solo, on The Incredibles 2, and on Ant-Man and the Wasp. They were all Disneydude, so check them out if you feel like it. Yeah. So here's a fun fact. Disney technically didn't release any live-action remakes last year. They released a live-action kind of sequel, Christopher Robin. What's the movie about, you may ask? It's the standard 90s cliche where this actor that you really like is playing a workaholic dad who doesn't have any time for his family. But there's some magical supernatural beings, and it pretty much teaching him that work sucks, you should never have a job, and just spend every waking moment with your stupid little wiener kids. Like, seriously. We're in the 90s, man. Even 20 years later, Disney is still doing those stupid 90s cliches. With, like, Santa Claus and the Haunted Mansion. And now, Christopher Robin. Okay, I actually really like this movie. I was really looking forward to this, and the film just looked so good. And the first trailer just made me go, aww. And yeah. And this might actually be my favorite one of Disney's live action remakes. Even though it technically isn't a remake, it's more of a sequel. But it's sort of like a sequel to the Winnie the Pooh movies, as, say, the Three Caballeros is to Saludos Amigos. But a bit more, since it does reference a good amount of scenes. So, yeah. So, yeah, Ewan McGregor plays Christopher Robin, and he's actually really good in this. So basically the plot of this movie is that Christopher Robin is grown up, played by Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he's now living in London. He's a workaholic. In fact, he actually decided to stay home and do work while his family were out at his childhood home. But meanwhile, in the 100-Acre Wood, all of Pooh's friends have mysteriously gone missing. And so somehow Pooh found a tree that could send him to London, and Christopher Robin nearly crapped his pants and seeing Pooh, which is how I was like when I saw the trailer. I mean, Pooh and everyone else can look a bit creepy sometimes. And I mean, just Pooh just sitting there with no expression, with those Funko Pop eyes just staring at you. I don't care if I burped. So, anyway, it's a quest. It's the quest to get to the 100-Acre Wood and find everyone. And Christopher Robin is very different from he was in the cartoons, but which does make sense. When you get older, you change. Sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. And in this movie, you can see that with Christopher Robin, it's a bit of both. Him changing, he was able to get a lovely wife and a daughter, but him changing, like going to a boarding school, his father dying. Oh, spoiler itch. Because every Disney movie needs to have at least one dead parent. I mean, it was about time that Winnie the Pooh had someone that be dead. Oh, wait a minute. We never know what happened to Rue's dad. Oh my god! Or maybe Rue doesn't have a dad and Kanga just kidnapped him. That's my theory. Kanga kidnapped Rue. That would be the most clickbait thumbnail title ever. So anyway, back to the movie. And you know, Pooh and everyone else, they still act the same as they do in the cartoons and stuff, but when they get to the 100-Acre Wood and Pooh's just being Pooh, wondering where to go, Christopher just snaps at Pooh, who just basically like, all you're always doing is stuff to silly a child. You know, you really need to grow up, Pooh, man. You need to grow up. It was like, oh god. It's a bit surreal, man. Weird. Also, the Heffalumps and Woozles make an appearance in this. Oh, it's more the Heffalumps. I don't think the Woozles show up. Yeah. Sadly, there is no John Cleese narrator in this, but if there was, it would be a bit weird seeing, say, during, like, the wartime scene, it was like, and so Christopher Robin, they killed all the Nazis, and so on, and so on. Yeah, Christopher Robin is a war veteran, which is a bit weird. And, yeah. So, there is a villain in this movie, because Lord knows Winnie the Pooh needed a villain. And, yeah, the villain was pretty much this businessman who just, listen here, Christopher, it's either your family or your job. If you go spend time with your family, you lose your job. Which, that is the thing which I hate in kids' movies. if there is a meeting that you need to go to, or else you will get fired, obviously, you should go to the freaking meeting. I don't care if, say, your family member is lost, or say there's this big thing that needs to be done, or your child's baseball game is about to start or end or whatever. If the meeting is basically go or get fired, go! Jesus Christ! And, well, the climax of the movie is Pooh, Eeyore, Tigger, and Piglet basically going on wacky shenanigans through London with, Christopher Robin's daughter, Ellen. I think that's what her name was. I forgot the name of his wife, but yeah. I forgot to mention something. There was a bit of symbolism in this movie about Christopher letting go of his childhood. He spills honey. But then again, in the same scene, he ignores a drawing that he made with Pooh. The honey spilled all over the drawing of Pooh. Oh no! Wouldn't that actually be good? Because Pooh likes honey, and there would be honey all over Pooh. I'm just saying. Now, let's talk about, the voice cast, man. I mean, there are celebrities voicing most of the 100 Acre Wood folk, and they actually do a pretty good job. I would have liked it if they got Tom Kenny to play Rabbit and Optimus Prime to play Eeyore. I mean, if he played Optimus Prime in the live-action movies, why can't he play Eeyore in the live-action movies? Or movie. The only character that really sounded off to me was Piglet. I don't know why, he just didn't sound like Piglet. And of course, we got Jim Cummings as Pooh and Tigger. I mean, it's pretty much impossible nowadays to have a Disney property with Winnie the Pooh and Tigger and not have Jim Cummings play them. They originally did have a celebrity playing Tigger, and I thought that was freaking stupid. So, apparently everyone else thought that the guy who played Tigger was freaking terrible, so they had Jim Cummings dub over all of the Tigger lines, which I think should have been done from the start. You had the voice of Tigger in the booth to play Pooh, so why not have him play Tigger as well? So yeah. Overall, I thought the film was enjoyable, and will I watch it again? Maybe. Maybe not. I still think that right now it is the best of the live-action Disney remakes, and hopefully that Dumbo remake can top it, because it actually looks pretty good. Which, can I just say that the Dumbo remake doesn't even look like it was made by Tim Burton? Okay!